Hello, sir. So, what we followed for our project studio, the core principle was based on ISO 19650. Herein, the organizational information requirement helped us to prepare our project information requirement, and then the client requirements for architecture, structure, electrical and fire protection models have been prepared, and thus our common data environment was assembled, wherein we had graphical data, non-graphical data, and documentation of our project. Moving on, the roles and responsibilities for each of the member of our group have been highlighted here, as in Nimish Sharma as architect and BIM coordinator, Meet Shah is firefighting consultant and structural consultant, Sachika Tripathi is electrical consultant and contractor. So let me talk about the information exchange that we conducted during our project studio. The stakeholders used to come together for virtual big room meeting, and through many other platforms such as Google Docs, Google Meet, BIM 360, Visili and Kanban board Master Task, we had our continuous flow of information. The Google Cloud Service helped for documentation and virtual big room meeting. Vigiline and Plangi helped for management and tracking. Where on the other side, BIM 360 was our common data environment for design, collaboration, and documentation. So the beam use metrics for our project was as stipulated as shown in the table for each of the phases of the project. For LOD 200, LOD 300, we have responsibilities for architecture, structure, electrical, and firefighting consultant. Starts with receiving 2D AutoCAD drawings and master template from the architect, and moving to LOD 300 for floor 3 and floor 4 of the project, which is preceded by the clash detection and quality check by the BIM coordinator. Next, we have floor 3 and floor 4 LOD 300 model by assigning the properties and specifications of the elements, which is again run through by the BIM coordinator for quality check and clash detection. The final file is submitted to the BIM coordinator for project review and clash detection, resolving clash. So in BIM model, we are showing here how the model has been progressed with creation of columns, beams, slabs, and floor plans for floor 3 and floor 4. On the left hand side, you can see LOD 200 model. On the right hand side, you can see LOD 300 final model with structural steel framing and RCC elements. Now let us go ahead with design structure matrix, which helps us to identify the change propagation and the interdependencies among the. Herein, the direct likelihood and impact of the deliverables listed during the project studio are highlighted and are rated by the project stakeholder to get the direct risk matrix. The direct risk matrix is then input into the CAM tool and with change path length of 3 to get the combined risk matrix. Based on this combined matrix, we conduct the analysis for change propagation and identify the risk among the activities which may be direct or indirect interdependencies. The left hand side shows a case risk plot prepared from the CPM toolbox for the activity of LOD 200 architecture, which has initiating task of 200 structure and 200 integrated model. Here, now how this ESM CPM actually affected during our project. So we have shown here few of the examples how the direct risks are very much less, whereas the combined risks are very much high and near around same for each of the activities. So we can say that the interdependencies among the tasks may vary, and the magnitude may change depending upon the level of development and the task that we are looking upon. So what we are highlighting here for LOD 200 integrated model and LOD 200 structure model have higher combined risk over LOD 200 architecture than the direct risk. So we can see this has been evidently experienced by the project team while filling the LPS template. We had encountered ways such as waiting for other consultants, searching for direct families, and lack of clarity of model elements. If the task had been properly managed, the waste generated could have been mitigated and activities would have been completed in stipulated time duration with optimum efficiency. So we conclude for the DSM CPM toolbox that the tool helps the project team to visualize the risk between the initiating task and the affected task. The interdependencies are obtained from the experience stakeholder of a project and is specific to the project only. Not all the change information analysis tool could be accessed due to the limitation with the system hardware. Futures Trust have prepared a model to identify the return on investment on implementing BEAM tool. The return on investment helps to identify the benefits and the level of return for adopting BIM level 2 to a project. Since our project is currently implementing BIM on all the project life cycle from the tendering phase, we have assessed the ROI tool assuming the project without BIM use. For the starters, the assumptions we have considered as the total project cost of 2.57 billion rupees. The project is EPC contract, so the construction fees we have assumed is 75%, design fees 5%, and in annual average tender price inflation is 5%. The operational period for the project is assumed to be 30 years. Based on the qualitative and quantitative assessment highlighted in the BIM ROI calculator platform developed by Scottish Futures Trust, the following results have been stipulated. The total quantitative benefits range from between 130 million pounds to 195 million pounds. The BIM level 2 can help the project team to save nearly 13 weeks of project completion with quantitative benefits identified in procurement and construction and operation stages. However, in brief and design stage, the investments are required for common data environment, training, and softwares. So moving ahead, we go to last mile system and PPC, which we implemented for each of the stakeholders throughout the project studio. In the course of our studio, we were tasked of tracking our % plan complete for the activities that were planned prior in the PPC template. From week 21st August 2020 to week 10, 1st November, we have tracked our PPC, and the graph has been shown with the varying PPC. See, the average weekly PPC found at the end of the week 10 was around 89% for the entire team. However, during completing the planned activities, actual completion of tasks varied through each week due to unforeseen hurdles, and many types of waste were generated, which have been highlighted in the graph below. The size of the graph shows the magnitude of the waste generated. So, to improve the project stakeholders' work efficiency, we had to give immediate attention. So the project team came up with a A3 problem solving template for personal assessment, which included graphical representation of the problem and corresponding corrective actions adopted by each of the team members. Here, a A3 template prepared by Meet Shah has been shown for visualization of how the template was prepared and the root cause analysis was done, and the follow-up actions have been highlighted by each stakeholder. So based upon implementation of continuous improvement through A3 problem solving template, the stakeholders could improve their PPC record for week 9 and week 10, as has been highlighted in the graphs of each of the stakeholders. The average daily PPC of week 9 for the team rose to around 91% from average of 75% for week 1 to 8. Similarly, the weekly PPC of each of the stakeholders increased to 100% as compared to 86% for weeks 1 to 8. So now talking about the difference between the traditional and lean beam integrations of processes during the project studio, we could map the differences in 5 basic points such as process, communication, risk, documentation, and teams. Obviously, the process implemented in lean beam included 3D based parametric models with respect to time and cost analysis. The communication was done via big rooms, and preparation of Kanban board and common data environment helped in effective and transparent communication. The risk was shared among each of the stakeholders without miscommunication and affecting the project. Documentation was stored on a cloud-based platform with real-time updates such as Vizili. Teams had a collaborative and integrated knowledge-sharing platform and the continuous improvement and flow variability approaches of lean tools such as LPS, daily meetings, and A3 problem solving templates were adopted. So, what are the value adds that we have identified as corresponding to the L&T's BIM process? The process flow adopted by the project team and the and the L&T are same, but the add-ons have been highlighted via the visual representation. So we are on 3D model. We had prepared Kanban board and LPS and A3 problem solving with lean implementation. Clash detection and coordination was done through virtual big room meeting. Quantity takeoff did take place on Navisworks with comparison with the manual quantity from AutoCAD drawings, and 4D and 5D simulation were also explored in Navisworks, and material procurement was tracked as per 4D schedule. Now talking about how each of the stages were add-ons from our side are, we conducted virtual big room meetings and daily huddle meetings every day to discuss about the process and review the improvements in the flow of work. We use Google Meet and Google Docs for collaborative workflow. The LPS tracking was also done on virtual big room meeting for each of the stakeholders and identified the results for variances. A Kanban board was prepared by the project team to identify the task in progress and what are the constraints and how the plan of the weeks have been completed. Kanban board helped us to identify what is flexible and helps for continuous delivery with reduced waste time, increased productivity and efficiency of the team members. It helps to keep reminders for daily tasks via mail. The key learnings from the virtual Kanban board is that it is very simple to use and it is very much improvised form than traditional methods of meetings which could not be possible during the times of pandemic. The common data environment of BIM 360 was used, which helped to identify the design, which helped in design collaboration and coordination among the stakeholders. The stakeholders could also identify the clashes among each of the various disciplines, and the quality check by the BIM coordinator could be made easily. Another tool of Visilean was adopted by the project team which provided many other views such as Gantt chart view, which could replace MS Project and preparing templates in Excel. It helped for tracking LPS of the project team. It helped in preparing the dashboard for the project team that can be visually very representative and easy to understand by the project stakeholders. The BIM models could also be shared over the platform to visualize the project progress.